everybody. I am Dr. Shamika Wafor. I will be your vision director for the upcoming Love Heals the Boot free clinics that will be happening in Baton Rouge, Opelousas, Alexandria, and Shreveport. So I just wanted to go over a couple of details for the vision clinic. Um, if you're going to be volunteering in the vision clinic, we're going to have it broken into 4 different stations. The first station will be a check-in registration station for patients needing vision care. So if you're going to be assigned to that station, you will be given 2 forms from the patient. The patient should have a patient flow sheet, which you'll be able to see on the screen here. That's where we're going to record all of their exam findings, and this will follow the patient from station to station. The patient also will have a Love Heals lab slip. That lab slip is what we're going to use in order to order the patient's glasses and to make sure that they are going to receive them. Patients also should have a little demographic label sticker. One of the labels will need to be placed upon their flow sheet or exam form at the very top. So if you look at the top of the flow sheet, it says patient information label goes here. And also it either will be already placed there whenever you get the lab sheet from the patient, because they're going to come from the general registration desk and also medical clearance, where they'll be receiving other testing like their blood pressure, their pulse, and things like that. So that sticker may already be fixed upon their exam form. They should also have one that's not fixed upon any forms. It'll either be stapled or paper clipped. That's the one that they're going to need in order to place upon the lab slip to order their glasses. So they'll either have 2 or 3 of those stickers. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm hoping they'll have 3. So again, if you're at registration, the main thing that you're needing to do, you're going to confirm patient's information on those little lab stickers, making sure their name is spelled correctly, their address is spelled correctly and completed. You want to make sure that their address isn't missing any numbers. The street name is spelled correctly. If it's a road, a drive, a boulevard, that's on there correctly. And if they live in an apartment or a condo, that the apartment number, building number, or any other piece of information is correct, because we're going to be mailing glasses directly to patients. There will be patients who don't have an actual address because they may be homeless or they're living somewhere else. We will have a community agency address where they can choose that address. And so we just need to know if that's the case, so that way we can mail their glasses to the right place. So once patients are done with registration for vision check-in, there will be a volunteer that will walk them over to Station 2. Station 2 is what we call our pre-testing station. So we will have technicians and volunteers there. This is where patients will get their initial testing before they see the doctor. So at this station, patients will get a lensometer reading. Lensometer is an instrument that we use to read the patient's glasses. So that'll let us know exactly what prescription they currently have on their exam form, which says patient record. And it's going to state current glasses. You're going to write the readings from the right lens next to where it says OD. And you're going to write the reading from the left lens where it says OS. And again, at the end of the video, I will try to demonstrate an example of just reading glasses on a lensometer, so you can see how the numbers look. Also, there will be someone there who is a trained technician if you have any questions, and you just need practice to show you how to do that as well. Also, we will be getting a tonometer reading. A tonometer is an instrument that tests the patient's eye pressure. So that's very important for patients who may have glaucoma. If that number is over 21, then we need to maybe do additional testing. But we'll also show you how to utilize that instrument. We'll show you how to do that at the actual clinic, because I don't have one of those in office right now to show you the travel handheld eye care tonometer. But we may actually include a quick video on how to use that as well, just so you can be familiar with it. The third test you guys are going to be doing, it's an auto refraction. So we have a handheld auto refractor. This instrument gives an estimated prescription that you also will write on the patient's flow sheet exam form. And the heading for that piece of information, it says auto refraction. So you're going to do the right eye. You're going to place that reading where it says OD. OD for optometry means right. And then you're going to place the reading or write the reading for the left eye where it says OS. OS means left eye. So once the patient gets to the pre-testing station and you've completed all 3 of those tests, on the exam form, you should have filled in all the information under current glasses. If the patient came in wearing glasses, if they don't have any glasses, you just leave that blank. You should have a reading where it says tonometer. That's where you're going to put their eye pressure from the tonometer. Also, the time of day where that test is taken. You're going to also put the time next to that, and you'll see it on the form. You're going to put under glasses use, you're going to ask the patient, do they wear their glasses for distance only, near only, or do they have bifocals? And you're going to circle one of those, that piece of information under glasses use, which you also will find under the flow sheet. Next to that, it says auto refraction. You're going to put the readings for the auto refraction there. And again, OD means right eye and OS means left eye. So once the patients are done getting all the tests at station 2, which is pre-testing, a volunteer will walk them over to station 3. Station 3 is where they'll wait to be seen by the doctors. We plan to have 3 optometrists working at one time. So we'll have chairs for patients to wait in order so they can be seen next in order. So if you'll hand off that patient to a volunteer, that next volunteer who will be in the exam station with the doctors will make sure that the doctors are given the next available patient. Also make sure those patients have their exam form. And again, their lab slip should also be with them at that time. You're going to give both forms to the doctor that will see that patient. The doctors will then perform, they will get the best corrected vision on the patients and put that on the exam form. They will also get their prescription for glasses. They will fill that out, and they will check the health of their eyes and fill that out. If patients are diabetic, those patients may need a photo of the back of their eyes. So there will be a volunteer who will just be doing just photos for the doctors, so that way they can look at those and look for any bleeding or anything that could be going on with that patient at the time due to their diabetes. Once the doctors are finished with the patients, they're going to put the sticker on their lab slip and write in their prescription that will be given back to the patient. That lab slip will be given back to the patient, and a volunteer will walk them over to station 4. Station 4 is the optical station. That's where the patients will go in order to pick out frames and get measured for glasses. So if you're going to be working at the optical station, there will be opticians also there helping measure glasses, but they will be able to show you how to do proper measurements. So with the optical station, that's where the lab slip comes into play. The patient should only have the lab slip. Their exam form should be left in the examination room with the doctor. We're going to hold on to all of those exam forms there. So only the lab slip should be with the patient whenever they go over to the optical station. When they get to the optical station, if you're volunteering there, you're going to verify again the patient's name and mailing address and just make sure everything's correct. And again, you're going to ask the patient if they don't have a physical address, would they like their glasses to be mailed we're going to have a community agency address where we can possibly mail glasses, so they can choose to get their glasses mailed there. So once at the optical station, patients will actually be able to choose frames. So they're going to get to try on glasses and pick a pair that they like. Once they pick a pair of glasses that they like, the optician or the volunteer will take some key measurements that will be needed in order to order their glasses. Because again, we are going to be sending off all of these prescriptions out of state in order to get those prescriptions put into the frames that they're going to pick out. So the frames that we have there have no prescription. They have zero, they're blank. So once they pick out their frame, the optician and volunteer, they're going to measure a couple of measurements. So as you can see on the lab slip, the top of the slip has the location for the sticker to go with their demographics, so their name and address. Underneath there, the doctor should have written in the patient's prescription for their right eye and their left eye. They should have also notated if the patient needs a bifocal with a line. We call that a flat top 28. So the abbreviation for that is FT28. And you can see that listed under add. Or it's going to, if they need a progressive. The only patients who can get progressives are patients who come into the free clinic already wearing those. Progressives are a no-line multifocal, but we're only offering those to patients who come into the clinic, again, already wearing those. Every single other patient, if they need a bifocal, will get a line bifocal. We call it flat top 28. If patients do not want a bifocal, they can choose to get distance-only glasses or near-only. And again, that may be specified already from the doctor's exam where they specify the prescription that was written out already. But if patients need both distance and near, but they don't want a bifocal, they actually can pick out 2 pairs of glasses. So they will have 2 lab slips, one for their distance pair, one for their near pair. So that's where those 3 little sticker slips come into play. So if they need 2 pairs of glasses, they should have an extra demographic sticker to put on that second lab slip. So once they pick out their glasses, you determine what type of glasses they're going to need. That determines what type of measurements will be needed. So the optician, we are going to use an instrument called a pupillometer. That measures the eye distance, which we call your pupillary distance, or the abbreviation is PD. So that will be needed. There are different measurements for the type of glasses needed. If patients are getting bifocals or distance-only glasses or progressives, we're going to use their normal eye distance. We call their distance PD. If they're getting near-only or reading glasses, we're going to need to do their near PD. And again, I'll demonstrate how to utilize that instrument at the end of the video. If patients are getting, again, a bifocal pair of glasses, we have to take 2 measurements. We have to take their eye distance, which is their PD, but we also have to measure with their glasses on the location where that line is going to be. So we always measure that by using a marker on the actual blank lens of the glasses, and we draw a line directly even with the bottom eyelid across, and that's going to determine where their bifocal will be placed on their glasses. Once we do that, we take a little ruler and we measure the distance in millimeters of what that height is. So that'll let the lab know when they're making the glasses how tall that little box of that bifocal needs to be. Also on the lab sheet next to where it says seg height, that's where that bifocal will go. But next to that, you're going to circle either full-time wear, distance only, or reading only, or if it's the person's first prescription where it says first RX. Our first bifocal. So that way, just the lab knows that it's their first time. And the doctors also may circle that if they ask them a question about it when they were getting their exam. Next on the lab slip, it says frame type. You want to choose if they picked a metal or a plastic frame. And the frame color, that just lets the lab know maybe if we send their frame with their lab slip and something was misplaced, just to confirm that they have the right pair of glasses for that person. So at the end, once the patient's picked out their frame, you've written out all the measurements, you're going to take that frame, you're going to wrap their little lab slip here around the frame. And we're going to rubber band that and put that in a Ziploc bag or a lab bag, because that's what we're going to mail off to the lab in order for the patient to receive their glasses. So again, that's why it's so important for the address to be correct and all the measurements to be listed on the frame so that the lab has the correct information. I know that was a lot of information, and again, we'll explain everything during the clinic, but just so you guys are familiar, you will actually be able to see the lab slip and the patient flow form or the patient exam record on the screen in the video, just so you're familiar with it. So now I'm going to go and demonstrate what to do with certain pieces of equipment, just so you guys can have an idea of how to use certain equipment. So I have two opticians here. They're going to demonstrate how do you do a proper pupillary distance measurement with the pupillometer, and also how do you take the correct measurements when you have a patient who needs distance only glasses versus a bifocal. So let me rotate the camera over.
Hi. And measure pupil distance. So this is going to go into those stacks. The bar is going to go over on your forehead. Just look at the green circle. And I'm going to move the lever. Turn. All right.
So you'll get measurements here, and that kind of tells us, but that gives us their pupillary distance. So there'll be two numbers for the right, one for the right eye. The middle number is the total eye distance, and then the left eye has its own separate number. So you can record the middle number here as the full PD, but we also can record individual numbers as well. All right, so now they're going to demonstrate how to just take measurements whenever a patient picks out a frame. And we need to actually mark that frame for their bifocal.
That's how you're gonna wear them? Yes, ma'am. So put your hands on it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the pin and I'm gonna literally like on this bed out. That's what you're doing line by focal. So I'm gonna mark on the glasses, but I want you to stare at my nose and I'm gonna mark. So I'm gonna mark where her bottom is.
Perfect. So those lines are directly equal to where her bottom eyelid is. That's where if she needed a bifocal, that's the measurement we're going to measure in order to determine where that line needs to be. Okay. So she's going to use the ruler to kind of get that measurement.
Just gonna draw my line a little bit sharper. In the pocket, there will be that one. And then you take the ruler and you put it in the longest depth and you hold it.
Perfect.
It looks like it's 17.
Yep. All righty.
And mark on the.
So 17 would go where it says sag height right here, and that would be for the bifocal. The eye distance will go here where it says PD. Alrighty, you guys. Well, I hope that gave a little clarity and some of the things that we'll be doing for the free clinics. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. I cannot wait to give back to the community and make these clinics a really huge success. It's much needed in our communities. And I just thank you guys for signing up and volunteering your time and services for such a great cause. So see you soon. Bye.